on Montlake. Welcome to Alaska Airlines Arena, everyone. It's a basketball season appetizer as the Huskies host the Western Oregon Wolves in an exhibition clash. And John Impleman, Washington's already on the board, an easy deuce for Frank Kepnall.
Yeah, preview of what's to come. I think Jason going inside right away, getting the guy that missed a lot of last year with the injury, the lone returner in the starting lineup with the first bucket in the box score.
The Huskies hosting this D2 squad out of the GNAC. A little tune-up before the regular season gets underway. That one's heaved by Jason Galant.
The man he's the alpha of the team. He's the reigning Mountain West Player of the Year. And although he didn't convert on that last play, we saw his ability to handle the ball and go coast to coast. You know, in addition to his double-doubles, he also had 99 assists for Utah State. So he's kind of
says he's a great facilitator, a great passer, someone who can handle the rock, even though he's 6'8", 250. Wolves in front after the three from Carson Frinke, but the Huskies take the lead right back on a floater for
the basketball and score it.
14 points per game last year with the Bulldogs, and he's an exceptional shooter. Anjay Cortez, the runner, is good.
Cortez has Division I experience. Started off his career at Alabama A&M and came up to Western Oregon by way of San Diego City College. Big-time athlete for the Wolves.
Osobor on the block. No one stopping him there. Osobor, the reigning Mountain West Player of the Year at Utah State. He spent his entire collegiate career playing for Danny Sprinkle between time at Montana State and Utah State, but he gets beat off the dribble there, and the Wolves reclaim the lead. Pesky Western Oregon squad battling here with Washington, but there's Kepnall throwing one up. Grab in the corner, Galant floats it away, finds Hawthorne LaPierre, but Breidenbach takes it away. 2-on-1 for the Huskies. Harris stops on a dime, has it ripped away, but he's fouled.
Harris is another early emphasis on scoring inside with their size advantage. You know, they got a lot of front court depth. In Oregon, 1 for 5 from 3, so good job by the Huskies on 3 points. You're leaving free money out there, you know, when you can't convert. And so hopefully if he can even get up to the 70s, that could be the difference in the Big Ten of winning 2 or 3 more games.
Wilhelm Breidenbach is all alone for 2. That's partly what this game is for, right? Test out some of those blob plays and see if they're functioning before the season starts.
100%, because in practice, guys know how to guard it, right? When it's they're guarding each other, so it's great to go against somebody else.
Mason goes to the reverse for 2. At the first media timeout, gone on a 6-0 run. Diallo pushing the pace and finishes through contact for an and 1.
Yeah, there's a reason he was a consensus top 50 recruit. You know,
Breidenbach tussling for the rebound. Good defense from King on the other end to stop Galant from scoring. Keeping the fast pace going. Harris, the runner, yes.
And that was a really nice under control play by Zoom Diallo. He got and probed and didn't try to force any.
Get past Mikhail Morphy. His 3 rattles around, hits every part of the rim and falls.
Western Oregon's game plan is to get up as many open 3s as possible to try to keep this game as close for as long as they can.
Mason on the other end. It swirls out. Offensive rebound, Diallo. He puts it home.
Yeah, great.
The 9th McDonald's All-American to come to Washington. Morphy terminates the dribble. Gets blocked from behind, but fouled as well. Jaden McDaniels and Isaiah Stewart were a couple of 5-star prospects.
With Gonzaga, you know, the Bulldogs versus the Huskies to get Diallo, and they came out on top.
Morphy gets those free throws to fall. Seems like the scoring drought for Western Oregon might be over, but they still trail by 9. Diallo left alone for 3, but he airballs it. Harris with the rebound and stuff.
Is his shooting, but he works at it. You know, at practice on Sunday, he came and was getting extra shots up with the coaches, and has a great work ethic. And it'll be time, take a little time, but he'll continue to get better in that regard.
Mason puts it in drive and kisses off the glass for two.
I think that's a question about their team, and if those guys can be contributors from day one, I think that really will help the Huskies long term.
Wolves looking for a badly needed bucket out of the timeout. And Zach Moore with the spinorama on the baseline before he sinks the jumper. Osobor offensive rebound. Hounded by two Wolves. Finds DJ Davis in the corner. Christian King, another offensive rebound, and he sticks it back for an and one.
A local product from Seattle Prep, redshirted last first round pick, and great lineage.
King in the right spot at the right time. And he converts the three-point play. The Huskies getting this tune-up before commencing the regular season next Tuesday against UC Davis, and scorer throughout his collegiate career. He's more a do-it-all glue guy. Turnaround jumper from Cortez is too short.
Swiss Army knife for sure. He actually led his team, despite playing 11 less games than other guys, in assists last year. DJ Davis.
He can stroke it from anywhere on the floor, 35% from deep last season. The Wolves looking for a response from Morphy. Second chance opportunity, and they capitalize. Zach Moore with the up and under. A high-octane first half in Seattle. Washington on track to eclipse the century mark tonight as Osobor uses his size to score inside.
Yeah, he's
opposing four. Game moving into the half court a bit more, but Gallant loses the handle. Davis in a foot race. Fouled at the rim.
He's just a really savvy player. You know, he didn't really have an advantage, and you saw, and no broadcaster's jinx for him in his first free throw in a Husky uniform.
That 95% clip last year was the second best mark.
Because if teams do have to double the post, you can't leave DJ Davis alone. Otherwise, he's capable of hitting 5, 6, 7, 8 threes in a game. See if they bring a double team here. Here it comes. Too late again. Osobor gets to that strong hand, and as
now something we talked about. He can push the break. He can do so many different things in this conference. Motoring to the cup again. Draws contact, and he'll go to the line.
Down to up to short periods of time, and I think winning, headlined by Purdue and Indiana and UCLA and Rutgers.
Eventually pull it in. Western Oregon was picked to finish 9th out of 10 teams in the conference. Their record last year obviously not great, but they're hoping some transfers and some healthy players. Rebound for the Wolves. Frankie brings it in. Finally, this Huskies offense has been slowed down, and Western Oregon trying to chip away at the deficit as Jason Gallant.
Productive player, kind of the head of the snake for the Wolves.
He was also
percentage, and I think part of their recruiting plan in the offseason was to get him some help so that he didn't have to do it all. Confidence in him.
But we're seeing the defense sink further and further into the paint for Western Oregon. Right on the money, Osobor for three from the wing. Rebound this time. Osobor still playing point forward. Now he wants to post up. Little handoff for a Beckway. The former Beaver puts it in.
And you can see Osobor is unselfish, for a guy. Long shots lead to long rebounds. So all these threes that they're shooting up, the Huskies might be in position, but got to go to the bodies of their guys.
Osobor gives it up again. Diallo taps it in. Another unselfish play from the All-American in order to let the freshman score. Nice skip pass for Frankie, who splashes the triple.
Western Oregon does a good job of that. They hit a three earlier in the right corner off of a skip pass. When the defense sinks in and there's help, look to skip it, and that's probably as good of an opportunity as they'll get for open threes.
Frankie's got 6 points now. Zoom Diallo elevates and finishes.
We saw him miss the jump shot short, but when he's around the basket, comfortable lead. Now the hard part is getting guys to play the right way with a lead like this and extend it for 40 minutes, instead of letting maybe bad habits take over.
Zoom Diallo to the cup for two. Might play some point guard for Washington here in his true freshman season. DJ Davis off balance, can't make it, but the Huskies get it back. Diallo almost suffered a sneak attack there. Davis alone in the corner. Splash! The third three-pointer for the Huskies today. Western Oregon actually has more. They've knocked down 4 triples. Cortez, turnaround in the baseline, nothing but net.
That's one that we call will live.
LaPierre before retrieving it. Davis, 2 on the shot clock, has to heave. The Wolves want to run. Cortez. The Huskies will live with that too.
He likes that shot.
Rebound to the Huskies and Iheanacho. Minnesota native gets it back. Breidenbach for 3, yes!
He showed last season he's capable of doing that, knocking down, I believe, 12 on a decent clip in the mid 30 percentage. And
the Huskies keep this one in play. Look out! Kepnang, the reverse jam! Wolves. Kepnang attacking the rim again.
Good pass by DJ Davis, finding him instead of settling for a 3. Feed the big man, let him eat.
The Duck turned Husky has 8 points. Cortez, baseline for a response slam. A heave at the horn, off the mark, but Washington will go into the locker room up by 27. Custer has a combined 484 career starts, and 4 Huskies have played in more than 100 collegiate games.
And 7 of those 8 transfers averaged double figures at their last school. So it were guys that produced, even if it was a level lower than the Big Ten. They brought in a bunch of guys that have played a lot of games, as you said, and have produced.
Davis fires the triple and hits it. Davis leads all scorers with 13.
Sorry, Jason, but it was good to see Iheanacho push the pace and get in the paint. You mentioned he's kind of a Swiss Army knife and will play some point guard for the Huskies.
Brady Greer contested at the rim. Huskies have a 5-on-4 here. Davis, quick trigger, knocks it down, back-to-back trays.
And we call that the one more. Iheanacho advanced it to Makai Mason, and he could have shot it. He saw DJ in the corner, who had already just hit one, made that one more pass for the 3, and love the unselfishness this team that has not spent a lot of time together is playing with.
Kepnang slams into Greer from behind. He transferred from Walla Walla. I haven't heard that too many times.
Drew Bledsoe, by the way, new guy, but Drew Bledsoe was a Walla Walla guy, and his has wineries up there.
How about that?
Balls, by being the first player to dive to the floor, showing their hustle.
Sometimes you don't see that from a team that has the upper hand in an exhibition like this. But Danny Sprinkle's squad is going to be disciplined this year. That said, they can't finish around the rim until Kepnang gets a wide open dunk.
Unbelievable no-look pass by great Osobor there, showing a little bit of what he's got in his bag. 99 assists last year at Utah State, which is a huge number for a front court player.
Huskies picking up where they left off. Gallant has it ripped away, but a whistle and a foul. Committed that.
The interesting thing about Great, too, is he really paid his dues. People don't realize, but if you go back to his that was the Mountain or Big Sky Player of the Year that he played behind, and it took him a while before he stepped into the spotlight and kind of burst on the scene last year at Utah State, and looks like he's going to continue his stellar play here in a Husky uniform.
He pulls the 3. Kepnang, offensive board, and stuffs. Kepnang locking down the paint. At 6'11", he's He's got a huge height advantage. Greer for three, swirls it in. Kepnong wants to attack the rim again. Greer terminates after one dribble, gets it back. Easy deuce. Breakdown for the Huskies.
Yeah, Danny Sprinkle's not going to be happy about that one. Transition defense, the key is communication, and there was no communication there.
Team trying to gel all these transfers. Osibor, Euro step, reverse for two.
Because we had a huge game last year, and the Huskies win over Gonzaga and helped them in a win over Xavier, but got injured and wasn't able to play the whole season. And if they can keep him right, he'll be a huge added bonus.
It seemed like he was hitting his stride right before that leg injury that he suffered in December. He had 14.7 rebounds in that win against the Zags. Makai Mason kicks it into overdrive and scores.
And they've really followed the game plan in that regard. You know, 16-2 in second chance points and outscoring the Wolves 48-10 in points on the paint. Kind of just dominating inside out, which was the recipe for success going into this game.
Cortez, a reverse layup for two. A lot of teams in an exhibition like this might settle for threes, long jumpers. It seems like Washington came out on a mission to get to the rim.
Yeah, and it started with going first play of the game, getting Kepnong on a duck in and layup, and then Osibor kind of controlling the game, you know, on his way to approaching a double-double. And now for these reserves, it's kind of a tryout for them and to show Danny Sprinkle that he can trust them and that continue to play the right way as the game kind of gets out of hand from a margin standpoint.
Makai Mason, step back three. No, but an offensive rebound for Wilhelm Breidenbach. Mason putting the moves on and drilling the jumper.
A really talented guard, transferred from Rice, and has that height and size to be able to play in the Big Ten.
And he was the first transfer to commit to Danny Sprinkle on this program. He started the movement in getting Great Osibor and a lot of those other players to follow suit and join the Huskies.
Yeah, they did a great job identifying him in the portal as a guy that, you know, in year one could hopefully help establish the culture, and, you know, hopefully he's okay. We'll see if he makes a return.
Been the offensive spark for Western Oregon tonight. Mason with a full head of steam to the cup.
Set play there for to kind of create a little confusion at the top of the key with a guard-to-guard.
Top 10 in the American Athletic Conference last year in three-point field goal percentage, but hit just 2/3 of his free throws.
Games, and, you know, free throws and turnovers are things that win games and lose them. And
offensive foul on Breidenbach there.
that's all right. You'll if your big guys are being overly aggressive, that's okay.
Foul is on the Huskies, number 32, Wilhelm Breidenbach. His first foul of the game, his third team foul.
Breidenbach has more Big Ten experience than perhaps anyone on the floor here, since he spent a couple of seasons at Nebraska before transferring to Washington last year. Triggers and knocks it down.
Jason Gallant.
6 points for Gallant, who averaged 15 a game last year. Diallo hangs but can't finish. Huskies clean up. Tyler Harris gets there for two.
And he showed last year, his freshman year at Portland, that he could really rebound the basketball. Had multiple double-doubles and was third in the conference in rebounding.
And he was top 6 in the WCC in both points and rebounds. Gallant to the rim and one. He was a sophomore there, so he's shown that he has scoring abilities for several years here on the D2 level. Huskies still up by 30. King takes the three and hits it.
That's a good sign.
King redshirted last year, but was a team captain at Seattle Prep, earned first team All-State honors here in Washington. As Gallant knocks down to 3. He scored on 3 straight possessions now, but he's called for a foul, ripping it away from Harris. Will head
Percentage there, career 89% for DJ Davis, like you talked about, Jason.
DJ Davis, other marks that those transfers have come in with. Davis hit 95% last year. Maybe you could teach the other guys a thing or two. Tony Salinas, quick trigger, too short. Harris reels it in. Diallo zips through, fouled.
He puts a lot of pressure on the defense. That's an opportunity where he can really impact right away, is in transition and getting into the paint.
The true freshman leaves it short. Mario Williams in attack mode. Spills off. There's Harris again. Harris has really helped clean up on the glass. Floats it in, a back way, motors to the cup. Christian King cleans up once again. Goes against Diallo. Trey Wilmot comes in for Western Oregon. His first minutes of the night. LaPierre for 3. Good.
It can be tough playing against non-Division I teams sometimes, because lots of times their 4 and 5 men can really shoot it, and they might be like 6'4", 6'5", and you know Casey Beckway's not used to guarding guys that space the floor like that, so it can be a tough guard at times.
Harris dances to his right and hits the floater. The Huskies are flying toward the century mark. That shot blocked out to Zach Moore. He's left all alone for 3.
Have some success this season.
Huskies start the regular season a week from today against UC Davis. A Beckway fouled inside.
Another set play where we saw Washington execute, and I think that was a clean execution from the Huskies.
Rainbow free throw from a Beckway. Not necessarily.
Reverse jinx. Up before the baseline out of bounds. Not sure why they reset the shot clock. Maybe it hit the rim. Well, they said he had possession of it.
Inbounds to Cortez, who flips it in. Good to see he's healthy.
Yeah, miraculous comeback. Maybe it was a cramp.
He leads all scorers tonight with 18 points. Butler lost the handle with the left hand. Breidenbach to the hole and fouled.
Balanced attack so far tonight.
Up last year, was a key reserve for the Huskies a year ago. Would come off the bench in over the top for Ibekwe.
Got to put a little more loft underneath it. You know, he kind of tried to, as you said, zoom it in there, and high hands got it deflected, and kind of call that the no pass zone. It usually has to be when you're throwing it to a big up high or down low.
Butler surveys, finds Breidenbach sliding in behind the defense for 2.
Same baseline out of bounds set that Breidenbach scored on in the first half, except it was a different option again. You know, they slipped the screen there, and another example of set play execution and good X's and O's as Gallant knocks down the 3 and gets into a
lid has been placed on the rim on each end. Diallo puts his head down, stuffed but fouled. And the Huskies, yeah, it's a fully reloaded squad for Washington that brought back just 4 letter winners, had a plethora of go. This is one of the newbies, but a true freshman in Zoom Diallo. Can't hit either of the free throws. Huskies still up by 32, though. Diallo's had a good night in his first outing in a Husky uniform. Gallant the leaner. Even in an exhibition, they are letting Jason Gallant fire away here. At Big Ten Media Days, when asked about the recruiting trail.
Bringing in high academic guys, you know, reading through a lot of the bios, a lot of these guys were either all academic conference, you know, or dean's list at their previous institutions as well.
Butler is sticking with it. He's fouled. Those first few months for Danny Sprinkle, just trying to pull together a roster. Just a crazy series that it is to pull together a team when you inherit a new program that only has 4.
It's the reality of where things are, whether people like it or not. And, you know, I think Danny and his staff have embraced that. And he showed at Utah State where they brought in 13 new guys.
At Media Days, he had a couple of metaphors for what that transfer portal is like. He said it's like speed dating because you're trying to gather as much information on these recruits as you can in a short amount of time. He also called it a hamster wheel. Hopefully it's not both of those at the same time, but you're nonstop on this wheel. Gig Harbor, Washington, getting his first minutes. Looming in the corner there as Diallo starts the offense. Finds Jace Butler. His three is good.
And Jace can do that. They're really excited about him. He's tough, he's versatile, he's a lefty, and good to see him knock down a three there and kind of get his feet wet in his first college game.
Smart play by King to shuffle away from the baseline. Now Diallo puts his head down. And they're waving off that button.
Had some struggles tonight at the charity stripe. Hopefully he can knock this one down. But don't hurry, and he's definitely quick, but he doesn't appear to be in a hurry for the most part, which for freshmen sometimes, you know, can be tough.
And always alert to the action around him. LaPierre. Morphy in the corner. Yes.
And that's a little thing, but Christian King gave him some time to adjust, but he's a really high upside guy that Husky fans should be excited about.
He's got 5 rebounds and a block today, plus he's been perfect at the free throw line. Breidenbach on the stick back.
Check in and let those two guys, you know, maybe try to get on the in the box score.
Even Danny Sprinkle's chatting with Crystal Hogan here.
Well,
might be looking for a rolling timeout.
Yep, exactly.
Diallo fakes and fouled.
As someone whose college career was minutes that got in when these guys just got in, you're really excited, man, as to compete, because these guys practice just as hard as the guys that get all the glory do, and you know, are hardly ever seen or getting the. And heck, Ed just didn't quite happen for him.
Yeah, how many chances do you get to dunk in Alaska Airlines Arena? Mansour had it tapped away, and it'll be Wolves basketball.
Keep them under 70 is what you're thinking here. You got them at 68. 16 seconds to go. If it was my scout, no baskets, Jason, no baskets. Keep them under 70 points.
This is your little test. Can you get a stop at the end of the game?
All right, 6 seconds here. One more stop. Keep them under 70.
No possessions off in John Impleman's book. Olsen fires, and they do keep him under 70. Washington coasts in an exhibition matchup. Danny Sprinkle's first showing. He guides the Huskies to a 105-68 victory over Western Oregon.
Great debut performance by the Huskies. We saw a little bit of what great Osobor is capable of, and really the whole team with all the